The purpose of this book is to show how King David has been interpreted, first of all, by scholars and what we know about David historically, but also to show why David is such an important figure for us in the contemporary world. I think he is the most human of all figures in the Bible. We find him both from his very early days fighting Goliath, his ambition, his thirst for power, to do anything that will take him to the top, his attempt to marry into the royal family. He sets his sights on the throne, but also encounters along the way many downturns, many pains. So why didn't the biblical authors present a more flattering image of their great king? And the reason they don't is really related to the biblical project as a whole. The biblical project being one of trying to come to terms with the fate of the collective people. That this people had a state that in the biblical memory was founded by David, and then that state was destroyed. And the destruction of that state really poses the question, who are we? How are we going to live? Can we persist as a people? And they show this through David's story, that statehood does bring great security to the people, but also at a high cost. When we come to Chronicles, Chronicles is a book that's probably written in the Persian or Hellenistic period, so around the 4th, 5th, or 3rd century. That David is a much different one. David does not have a very human face. He is much more of an icon, a symbol, what I call a catalyst of Israel's unity. And all Israel gathers around him to make him king. There's no story of how he became king. There's nothing about his ambition. And thus, the authors of Chronicles erase all of those really wonderful stories of David that give him true personality and power and really speak to us. They need to get rid of those because their purposes are different than those of the authors of this primary history.